Is the American dream still alive, or is it just a mirage? It's almost unthinkable to hear an American proclaim that the cherished American dream is nothing more than an illusion, a bold assertion that reflects growing discontent within the nation. This once revered ideal, pursued by millions worldwide, seems to be eroding under the weight of economic and social turmoil. But what has driven many Americans to lose faith in their homeland? Rampant poverty and an escalating homelessness crisis are driving iconic states, symbols of American resilience, towards the edge of collapse. Have you ever pondered what has brought these states to the brink, and more importantly, is the state you live in safe from a similar fate? In this video, we delve into the top 10 states most at risk of collapse in the United States, unraveling the economic and social challenges that are upending communities. From alarming poverty rates to streets overcrowded with those experiencing homelessness, this journey will unveil harrowing tales and startling statistics that may forever alter how you perceive the nation's future. Let's begin. 1. Alaska, the Alaska frontier state's harsh reality. Kicking off the list is Alaska, a land of breathtaking wilderness and untamed beauty. While it beckons adventurers with its pristine landscapes, it simultaneously harbors some of the harshest living conditions in the nation. Over recent years, Alaska has experienced a concerning population decline attributed to extreme weather, limited economic prospects, and a lifestyle that demands resilience. One of Alaska's most pressing issues is its skyrocketing homelessness rate. With few opportunities outside of industries such as oil and fishing, prolonged unemployment and low wages plague residents. The high cost of living compounds these struggles, driving many into homelessness. What makes the situation even graver is Alaska's unforgiving winters. For those without shelter, survival becomes a dire challenge, forcing many to seek refuge in unsafe encampments amidst bone-chilling temperatures. Alaska's narrative highlights the fine line between natural beauty and the harsh realities of survival. Anyone considering making Alaska home must be armed with not just warm clothing but also a robust financial plan, because here, complacency can be fatal. 2. Baltimore, Maryland, a city struggling to stay afloat. Baltimore's name evokes rich history, but for many of its residents, life is a daily battle against poverty. Nearly 26.2% of Baltimore's population lives below the poverty line, an alarming statistic that translates to over a quarter of the city's residents struggling to afford basic necessities like food, housing, and clothing. In January 2022 alone, over 9,000 people were homeless in Baltimore, with many resorting to sleeping in cars or on sidewalks. Their lives are marked by constant challenges, from securing a hot meal to ensuring personal safety. Baltimore's crisis has transcended being a local issue and now reflects a larger national concern. The critical question remains: when will Baltimore and cities like it receive the targeted intervention they desperately need? 3. Hawaii, paradise under siege. Hawaii's sun-soaked beaches and lush rainbows paint a picture of paradise, but beneath this idyllic facade lies a growing crisis. The state is grappling with one of the nation's highest costs of living. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in Honolulu can cost upwards of $2,500 per month, and that figure jumps dramatically for larger accommodations. This high cost of living has led to the nation's highest homelessness rate. Thousands of Hawaiians are forced into temporary shelters or tents, a stark contrast to the luxurious resorts that draw millions of tourists annually. Rising housing costs, limited affordable options, and an economy reliant on imports exacerbate the situation, making survival in paradise increasingly unattainable for many. Despite efforts by local authorities to address the issue, the lack of systemic support keeps many trapped in this harsh cycle. 4. Pennsylvania, the keystone state at a crossroads. Once the backbone of America's industrial might, Pennsylvania now finds itself at a tipping point. Over the past year, it has seen a loss of approximately 40,000 residents, many of whom left in search of better opportunities. The decline of manufacturing, a key industry, has stripped many communities of stable incomes, leaving an average household income of just $67,500, insufficient for many families. This economic stagnation, coupled with a rise in homelessness, highlights the state's urgent need for transformative economic policies. Without swift action, Pennsylvania risks further decline. 5. Las Vegas, Nevada, the glittering mirage. Synonymous with glamour and entertainment, Las Vegas hides a stark duality. Beneath the opulent facade of luxury hotels and casinos lies a city struggling with poverty and homelessness. Shockingly, 14.6% of its residents live below the poverty line, while the homeless population surged by 12% in 2022, reaching over 18,500 individuals. The city's reliance on low-paying service industry jobs, coupled with skyrocketing housing prices, leaves many residents unable to meet basic needs. Furthermore, rapid population growth has outpaced housing development, intensifying the shortage of affordable homes. Las Vegas, a city built on dreams, has become a cautionary tale for those left behind in the pursuit of wealth. 6. Louisiana, a symphony of struggles. Famed for its vibrant culture and music, Louisiana is reeling under economic strain. With a poverty rate of 18.5% and an average household income of just $53,500, the state struggles to provide stability for its residents. Natural disasters, including hurricanes and floods, have further compounded these challenges. Many families, particularly in New Orleans, remain displaced years after catastrophic events like Hurricane Katrina. Despite ongoing recovery efforts, the state's infrastructure and economy lag behind, leaving thousands without secure housing. Louisiana exemplifies resilience, but without substantial investment and strategic reforms, its challenges may deepen. 7. West Virginia, almost heaven or a state at a crossroads. Often described as almost heaven, West Virginia carries a profound sense of history and natural beauty. However, for many of its residents, this picturesque state is becoming increasingly challenging to call home. The reasons lie in a complex web of economic and demographic struggles. Once celebrated as the backbone of America's coal industry, West Virginia has witnessed a catastrophic decline in this sector. Over the past decade, coal jobs have plummeted by more than 40%, stripping numerous communities of their economic lifeline. The collapse has left thousands grappling with unemployment and uncertainty, prompting a steady exodus of residents in search of better prospects. While housing costs in West Virginia are relatively modest compared to metropolises like New York or Los Angeles, affordability remains a major issue. Middle to low-income families often find themselves unable to own or even rent homes due to stagnant wages and limited support programs. Adding to these challenges is an aging population. With the highest median age in the nation at 43.3 years, West Virginia faces a demographic crisis. Young people are fleeing the state in droves, drawn to the promise of greater opportunities elsewhere. Despite its rich heritage and resilient spirit, West Virginia stands at a pivotal juncture. Its future hinges on the ability to adapt and innovate, an effort that will require not just policy reform but a collective commitment to restoring the state's vitality. 8. Illinois, the land of Lincoln faces exodus. Illinois, a state steeped in history and cultural significance, is witnessing an alarming trend. Once a hub of opportunity, it has now become one of the fastest declining states in terms of population. In 2023 alone, Illinois saw a net loss of nearly 140,000 residents, a figure large enough to fill Chicago's Soldier Field Stadium. One of the primary drivers of this decline is Illinois' notoriously high taxes. With a state income tax of 4.95% and some of the highest property taxes in the nation, many residents question whether living in Illinois is worth the financial strain. For countless families, the answer has been a decisive no, leading them to seek refuge in states with lower taxes and a more affordable cost of living. Illinois carries a staggering $140 billion pension debt, a fiscal burden akin to an insurmountable credit card bill. This financial instability undermines public services, forcing residents to shoulder the potential for even higher taxes in the future. Moreover, Illinois faces a homelessness crisis, particularly acute in its urban centers. An estimated 65,000 individuals lack stable housing across the state, with many forced into temporary arrangements or living on the streets. The struggles of Illinois serve as a stark reminder of the necessity for fiscal reform and investment in its people. The state must address its financial woes and restore the balance between its cultural richness and the quality of life for its residents. Only then can Illinois hope to reverse its decline and secure a brighter future. 9. California, the Golden State's unfinished dream. California, often hailed as the epitome of opportunity and beauty, is grappling with a crisis of epic proportions. In 2023, over 250,000 residents left the state, raising an uncomfortable question. Why is a place celebrated as paradise unable to retain its own people? The answer lies in an overwhelming cost of living. With median home prices exceeding $750,000, more than double the national average, and one-bedroom apartments in cities like San Francisco or Los Angeles costing upwards of $3,000 per month, affordability is a distant dream for many. Adding to the financial burden is California's 13.3% state income tax, the highest in the nation. Compounding these economic challenges is California's massive homelessness crisis. With over 171,000 individuals experiencing homelessness, more than any other state, the situation is dire. Tent encampments line the streets of cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco, stark reminders of a broken dream. California's plight underscores the widening gap between aspiration and reality. 10. New York, the Empire State's struggle. Even the mighty New York, often seen as the heart of the American dream, is not immune to decline. In 2023, a staggering 179,000 people left the state, seeking refuge in more affordable locales like Florida and Texas. With a cost of living nearly 50% above the national average, New York's allure is marred by its sky-high expenses. Average home prices hover around $480,000, while monthly rents can soar to $4,000. Adding insult to injury is a 10.9% state income tax, the second highest in the country, which has driven countless families to the breaking point. Homelessness adds another layer of complexity. With over 91,000 individuals living without homes, New York holds the highest homelessness rate in the nation. From the streets of Manhattan to the outer boroughs, the crisis is visible and deeply troubling. New York's story is a cautionary tale of resilience and reinvention. To reclaim its status as the Empire State, it must address these pressing challenges head-on. The question remains: will New York rise to the occasion, or will it continue to lose the very people who define its soul? From West Virginia's aging population to California's homelessness epidemic, each state's story is a microcosm of broader national challenges. Yet, within these struggles lies the potential for reinvention. With bold leadership and collective will, these states can forge a path toward renewal, proving that even in adversity, the American spirit endures.